This is a continuation of the first video where we have studied the stress strain relation. We will study about the elastic behavior and the behavior of some type of substance and the properties of some substances we will study. Now here the stress strain relation of rubber is somewhat different, particularly for vulcanized rubber. See, the material remain plastic even when it is stretched several times its original length. If the stretching force is removed, it will come back to the original length. This is the characteristics of rubber, we know that. Now, in this respect, it is more elastic than a ductile metal like steel, but the magnitude of stress for a given strain is much larger in steel than in rubber. So, larger internal forces appear if the steel wire is deformed. In that respect, steel is more elastic than rubber. Steel is more elastic than rubber. See here, in nowhere in this graph, the deforming stress is directly proportional to the strain. So, the Hooke's law is not maintained. But whenever the deforming force is removed, see, the original curve does not retrace its path back. This is the original curve. It is when the stress is removed, it is not following. When this is removed, when the stress is removed, it is not following the original path, but it is following a different path. This loop is known as hysteresis loop. So there is no region of proportionality, and moreover the path followed is not retraced. So the work done by the material which constitute rubber, vulcanized rubber, we cannot say that the work done is as the mechanical energy is converted to some other form of energy which results in rise in temperature. Actually, work done does not retrace its path back. So we cannot say that the forces here are not conservative, because the work done, because the material after the deforming force is removed does not return back to its original length. So less work is done. Now the area between the region bounded by the two curves is known as hysteresis loop, and it is proportional to the energy dissipated within the elastic material. Particular amount of energy is absorbed by the material in the cycle, which appears as heat, and this can be calculated by calculating the region enclosed by the hysteresis loop. Now this elastic hysteresis is very important, because rubber can be compressed and the compression is released, which can be done very quickly in every cycle. So energy absorbed in the rubber in each cycle, only a part of the energy is transmitted in the form of heat energy. Thus it can be used as a shock absorber system, because materials like rubber can undergo large elongation under load at room temperature and return to their original shape when the deforming force is removed. These properties which constituted by rubber and other substances are also known as elastomers. Here the elastic limit is large. See the elastic limit? This is very large. Now, what about the ductile materials? You know what are ductile materials? Now, a material is said to be ductile if it can be readily drawn into fine wires. In terms of stress strain curve materials, those substances which exhibits ductile behavior, their curve are extended beyond yield limit. Their curve is extended beyond yield limit. So the elastic limit and the last point, that means elastic limit. See, the plastic range is very large. So the elastic limit extended to a certain region beyond the yield limit. And this property is related to elongation when the material becomes plastic. Example of ductile: copper, silver, gold, iron. These are all ductile materials. They can be beaten into fine sheets. See the graph very carefully. Very carefully observe it. The portion of the graph between my previous graph, which extended to certain region beyond this point, is very large. The materials of the web, which have quite a good plastic range, are called ductile. Such materials can be easily changed into different shapes and can be drawn into fine wires. Now, brittle materials. What are brittle materials? See, here materials which have a very small range of plastic extension are called brittle materials. Such materials break as soon as stress is increased beyond the elastic limit. Actually, most of the materials, initially when it is loaded, initially they pass through elastic region and then through plastic region before they rupture. But the category of material known as brittle materials, which break even before entering the plastic region. So the break even point and the elastic limit is very, very small. The brittle material fractures and breaks into pieces under the influence of large forces, but it remains elastic till it breaks. Example: glass, cast iron are example of brittle materials. Now these brittle materials are often very strong in compression. Very strong in compression. It cannot be permanently stretched, so it breaks soon after the elastic limit is reached. So the distance between elastic limit and the breaking point are close, which is a striking difference with the ductile material. While the elastic limit and the break-even point are situated far apart. The breaking point and the elastic limit are situated far apart. So the plastic range is very large. So they can be beaten into thin sheets. Now let's come to malleability. What is malleability? A material is said to be malleable if it can be readily be beaten out in the form of thin sheets. Now malleable material should be soft because it must have a large elongation for small stress. So in terms of stress strain graph, materials show malleability when they are compressed beyond crushing point. When they are compressed beyond crushing point. Gold, silver, aluminium are examples of malleable material. Now these substances are malleable only at high temperature. Tahole, what is malleability? Solid is compressed. A stage is reached beyond which it cannot regain its original shape. It is compressed here in this direction, negative axis. This is elastic limit and the breaking point here. This is the stage reached beyond which it cannot regain its original shape. Beyond this region, it can regain its original shape. This is the elastic limit for compression. Thereafter, the solid behaves like a plastic body, and the yield point thus obtained is known as the crushing point.